So, ladies and gentlemen, we warmly welcome you all to Faling Walls Lab Eastern Finland, the very first Faling Walls event ever held in Eastern Finland. My name is Tomi Tuovinen from the University of Eastern Finland. I'm also a staff member of Business Center North Savo. I work as an innovation advisor in the university, helping students and researchers in commercialization of their science and knowledge-based ideas.
On my behalf, also, warm welcome to you all to the Faling Walls Lab Eastern Finland in Kuopio today. My name is Parisa. I'm working as a business advisor at Business Kuopio. Today is a great day in Kuopio. First, well, of course, because of Faling Walls Lab Eastern Finland, but the day does not end after this event. We will continue after launch with the Startup Summit Eastern Finland, where startups are going to take the stage and pitch their business ideas, also in 3 minutes. So we have a full day of inspiring pitches, bold ideas, innovative breakthrough ideas, networking, and of course, we're going to have so much fun. But what is Faling Walls Lab? Faling Walls Foundation founded Faling Walls Lab in 2011 in Berlin in order to make connecting aspiring innovators, discovering and developing talents, supporting interdisciplinary dialogue and international cooperation, develop new ways of scientific communication, and build strong networks. That's the idea behind the creation of Faling Walls Lab. Each year, different partners, Faling Walls Lab partners from all over the world, they have their own event just like us, and they choose the winner to go to Berlin and pitch among the other winners from different countries. This year, Finland is also among the other 82 partners from all over the world to have this pitch competition for research-based and science-based ideas. All right.
As mentioned already, this is the first time that Faling Walls Lab is being organized in Eastern Finland. And last time one was held in Finland in general was also already 6 years ago. So by having our own Faling Walls Lab here, we want to bring attention to the wonderful research and science that is being practiced here. And hopefully that will give birth to new groundbreaking ideas that will potentially be new breakthroughs and make many, so to say, walls fall down that are limiting our beliefs regarding what is even possible. So hopefully this will be the start of a new tradition for many years to come. Having this event here would have not been possible without the help of many partners that we have been doing cooperation with. We have Saastamoinen Foundation, we have Nostetta Ventures, we have Business Joensuu, Innovestor.
Woo!
We have Startup Foundation.
Make some noise.
Make some noise for all of these already.
Yeah.
We have Startup Foundation or Suomen Startup-yhteisö. We have FiBAN, Finnish Business Angel Network. We have North Savo Entrepreneurship Society with us. We have Business Finland, and we have Kuopio Region Chamber of Commerce. And many of them are present here. So please, one more time, a round of applause for our partners.
Woo!
Now, let's also talk a little bit about the prize that we have today. So the winner of the first Faling Walls Lab Eastern Finland will be given a free trip to Berlin, Germany on November 6th, where the person will be taking part in the global Faling Walls finale. All the travel and accommodation costs also covered.
Yeah.
So, how about that?
Another round of applause. That's a nice prize for the winner. Okay, but before we go through the program, we would like to give you a very nice video that we just received yesterday from a lovely guest that's supposed to be with us today, but she couldn't make it. She's Laura Koivusalu, the CEO of STEM Site Oy. She is the winner of the Faling Walls Lab Finland in 2019, the last one that we had. So let's see the video that she just sent for us.
Hello, Faling Walls Lab, Eastern Finland. I'm Laura Koivusalo. I'm the winner of the Faling Walls Lab Finland in 2019, when it was last organized. Today, I am also the CEO and founder of a company called StemSight, aiming to cure blindness with stem cells. I'm also one of the 10 outstanding young persons of the world in medical innovation from 2022, and the Research Entrepreneur of the Year in Finland for this year. But back in 2019, I was nothing more than a PhD student, testing out my wings to pitch the idea behind StemSight, the scientific discovery of turning pluripotent stem cells into specific cells of the cornea to restore sight to patients who don't have any other treatment options. So I won the Faling Walls Lab Finland event, and I got to represent Finland in the global finals of the Faling Walls event in Berlin. It was one of the most inspiring events that I've ever been to, seeing the 100 pitches from all across the world, from social innovation to quantum and data science, and of course, stem cell technologies. It was very inspiring, and I'm still in touch with many of the people, the amazing innovators that I met during the Berlin event. So I wish all of you the best of luck today in your pitches, and have so much fun in the Berlin event to the one winner who gets to represent Finland for this year. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today, but I have a more important mission today with my small baby girl who is keeping me at home. Have a perfect day. Bye-bye.
Yes,
Awesome.
Let's hear a round of applause for her.
Yeah.
It was really nice of her. Best to her and her baby girl.
Yeah, and definitely a good reason to stay at home.
Yes, much better. All right, so let's move on to the program, what we're expecting today. After me and Tommy are done talking, you are going to hear the first keynote speaker from Oulu. Jarmo Lumpus is going to give a very interesting presentation over the hot topic of AI. After that, we are going to start the first pitching patch with 5 presenters. We will tell you more about the instructions later on. And after the first pitching patch, we are going to have our second keynote speaker, Milla Koistinaho from Innovestor. She's also going to talk about a very interesting topic over the commercializing the R2B project, which is a very interesting topic, I guess, for most of you. And after our second keynote speaker, we have the second part of pitching. The rest of the presenters, 6 more, are going to present their breakthrough ideas. And after that, while the judges are in the other room making decision for the top 3 pitches, we're going to have a very interesting and fun scientific break. You're going to see it. And when the judges are back, we're going to go for a very nice winner announcement award ceremony. We're going to celebrate the top 3 winners together, get a group picture, enjoy a little bit more, and we're going to go for a lunch. And after lunch, don't forget to continue the day for the Startup Summit Eastern Finland.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start with the first keynote of the day, and I am really honored and privileged to have this gentleman here. We met this person in Kotka last May, and we knew immediately that this is something that I was really okay. I'm really honored to meet this gentleman. Let me tell you something about Jarmo Lumpus. Jarmo is an experienced startup entrepreneur with already 2 successful exits. He co-founded Kubikasa in 2015, which became the world's leading interior space scanning technology. He also built an app for cross-country skiers that got amazingly popular with 2.8 million page visits just last winter season. He's an innovator with the ability to find product market fit efficiently. He has experience in international sales and business development and he has won multiple startup pitching competitions. Currently, he is part of multiple new ventures as an advisor, board member, investor, or entrepreneur. He lives in Oulu and loves to be outdoors as he's generally a really lovely person. So please give a round of applause for Jarmo Lumpus.
All right, good morning. And thanks for inviting me to your beautiful city, Kuopio. Yeah, I come from Oulu. Been there last 20 years, also lived in Helsinki and Vancouver, Canada. And I would say Kuopio is pretty much top 3. Like if I move somewhere from Oulu, it would be Kuopio, you know. Oulu is so flat. Like we don't have any, you know, you can see, you know, 1,000 miles away. But here you have some, you know, hills and other things. Thanks for the kind introduction. I probably can skip this then, but you know, I have 2 careers. First one is my kind of a corporation career, which I started, you know, 97. Ending up being in Nokia, you know, going through the ladders there, you know, being quite high ranked in the end. But then got a bit fed up with the, you know, big corporation and, you know, 6th level of decision making. So I got out. I started a sports technologies studies in Jyväskylä yliopisto. Unfortunately, never graduated. My master thesis about biomechanical analysis of snowboarding is still pending there. Maybe I'll start it again someday. But then my entrepreneur career started 2012. First one, which I skipped there because we did a bankruptcy with that. But the next one was pretty good. I'm going to tell more about that later on. I spent there, you know, 10 years. Then Latuhaukka is this, you know, cross-country skiing app, which is the Finland's fastest exit, which I did in less than 4 weeks. Then nowadays I'm more or less running this lyhytvuokraus.fi. It's Airbnb booking thing. We're doing, you know, service for other hosts. We also have our own Airbnbs. Then, you know, like I said, I've been, you know, now distributing my focus to totally, you know, like different startups and growth companies. How many of you, raise your hand, how many startup founders we have today here? How many of you were startup founder 2020? Okay. How many of you were startup founder 2013? Wonderful, we have some. So I can't lie everything in my slide now. People know if I lie. But this was the kind of I want to build the layout of the startup ecosystem of how it was in 2013, because it was totally different when we started. So, you know, like there were not too many VCs or investors, especially in Finland. And the funds were really small, if there were any, you know. The terminology, MRR, you know, LTV, CAC, all these like totally unknown. Like we never heard about those. Only few startup events. I did check that, you know, Slush was existing at that time. It was something like, you know, couple of thousand attendants in Slush. And then it built to, you know, 25,000. And now I think it, you know, came down a bit, you know, maybe providing more quality than just quantity. There were no major success stories. I would say that Rovio was one of those, 2013, and it was a gaming company, maybe not the, you know, relevant for other startups. There were no podcasts. I don't know if podcast was a word at that time, or books, or like we could use. The MVPs were totally dependent on, you know, software development team. You needed to have a software development team. Then 2020, we started to have, you know, like the ecosystem was totally different. Lots of VCs, investors. I think 21 was the year when there was, you know, the biggest funding given to, you know, Finnish startups. People were aware of startup terms, slush grown to 25,000, and so on. And the MVPs. For example, this Latuhaukka, what we innovated 2020, we used Bubble.io, which is a no-code platform. So there started to be, abilities or skills that, you don't need to be a hard, like a full stack developer to build some kind of an MVP. Okay, 2025, right now. There are actually less startups getting funding. The total amount of funding has grown, but it goes to just, mostly it goes to just couple of like ICE, Avon, Hostaway. Most of the, small startups, early stage startups, they don't get funding, unfortunately. Today, like even the AI, of course, is impacting to many fields. There are innovations which are based on the AI. Then there are innovations that people can use AI to develop that further, or get traction, or get better marketing or better sales. But one thing, what I'm going to talk today, which is really close to my heart and kind of my specialty, is these early stage startups, building MVPs and idea validation, because I think that's one of the crucial parts when you go forward, and it's also something that people overlook. They step over this idea validation quite quickly. And I've seen this in quite many cases in my portfolio companies as well. So why quick idea validation is important? Why idea validation overall is important? So, avoid building wrong things. So longer you build things which are wrong, it's going to spend your time and money. Then real feedback versus assumptions. Startup founders fall in love with their own idea. And they sometimes have hard times to, get some real feedback. They just, listen to signals which are supporting their own original idea. Again, been there, done that multiple times. De-risking fundraising. If you have some traction, some feedback, real quotes, some quantitative that, hey, we did a survey for 100 people and, 85 said that, hey, this is amazing and I want this, and they give their email or they start subscribing this whole thing. Much easier to get funding. Keeps momentum and motivation. If there is a clear need and people are aware, or the team is really confident that, hey, this is really needed, and then enables faster pivot, because never your first idea will be a good one. Okay, more than 5 years ago, kind of before any AI was around, or these LLMs or generative AIs. So what you needed to kind of build an MVP was that you needed lots of specialists. So we've been doing this. I go through the Kupikasa story later on, but there was at least 3-4 people needed in order to build kind of a good MVP and distribute it. Now I'm gonna introduce a new term. At least for me, this was still a new term 1 week ago. Full stack founder. How many of you have heard about full stack founder? Okay, 1, maybe 2. No. Yeah, this is totally new term, but I bought it. I totally bought it, and now everyone can be a full stack founder because of AI, because of these tools. And you only need pretty much ChatGPT, Lovable. It's not clearly visible there, but this Swedish company, Lovable, and Canva. And what you can build is pretty amazing. Here's one example, what I did a couple of weeks ago. I've done some renovations and also working for and invested to one renovation company. And we got an idea that, hey, what about building a community for, people who love renovations? And I got this idea like Sunday night. I used ChatGPT to kind of, throw ideas with that. And then the first MVP or demo I did was with Canva. It didn't really work like I wanted. So I asked ChatGPT that, okay, what other tools I could use. Then it introduced the Novapolis to me. And then in 2 hours, I was able to build this kind of application or the working website. And I could send that link to my 20 friends and immediately got feedback, hey, you're into something. Then, encouraged by this whole thing, I did a Google Forms, survey. Did send that to, distributed that in social media. Got almost 70 answers, and now I have more than 30 signups to this service. All this in less than 7 days. This was my first project ever with this kind of, method. So definitely, I could do now this within just 3 days probably. Okay, other examples of people using AI. May I introduce Aapo? Aapo is a high school student in Oulu. I was presenting my startup career thing in Kasteli High School in springtime, and now Aapo called me early August and introduced that, hey, I've been building something with AI during my summer break. And pretty amazing. And now I'm, introducing him to my portfolio companies. So if high school student can, build really working software, what excuse we have? Another good person to follow is Mari Luukkainen, and she's now on a vibe coding mini retirement. She's been building quite amazing stuff and really encourage everyone to follow her in LinkedIn. Okay, let's go back to Kupikasa. So we founded Kupikasa actually 2013, but officially 2015. Anyway, so it's a mobile application where you can scan property interiors in just a couple of minutes, and the AI will produce a highly accurate 3D point cloud out of it. And then from this 3D point cloud, we can automatically pull out the floor plan. So it's a floor plan thing, floor plan application. Scan in a couple of minutes the property interiors. Now, 33.5% of the US American or like a residential real estate listings have a Kupikasa floor plan. 33.5%. So it's grown pretty well. More than 350,000 downloads, almost 4 million floor plans created, and more than 200 companies using it. Very simple thing, scan, upload, receive. This is how the revenue has developed throughout the years. So we started 2013, 100,000 euros. And now this year it's going to be more than 20 million. I'm not working there anymore. So we sold the company to US 21. And just before the global, war, when Russia attacked Ukraine, and also just before the inflations went high. But it's been pretty good growth there. But these early years here, it took some time to get into the product market fit. First 2 years, we're just building a software or service here in Finland. Then 3 years, we were going around US and just finding a problem and validating if this idea solving this problem is good. 3 years. Then it took us 2 years. Once we got the application out, it took us 2 years to find the product market fit. So if we count all these together, I guess it's 7 years. It's quite a long time. But the end result is good. So we did pretty good work there. But the question is that how much we could have, fastened this process if we would have had these AI tools what we have today. And I would say quite tremendously. faster, cheaper, with less resources. But if you are in a kind of a business of changing people's behavior fundamentally, like when we went to US 2014, there were no floor plans in the real estate listings at all. So we had a challenge to, educate the whole market that, hey, we have this wonderful thing here in Nordic countries that's floor plans. What is floor plan? So it takes some time. So even if we would have, all the AI tools available, it still wouldn't mean that, people would have bought it immediately because it's a cultural change in their mindset. So there are certain things that even they are really amazing, these AI tools, but there are certain things when you're really doing a radical change in the market, it takes time. And my mom told really, really well that it's much easier to sell time than buy time. All right, my summary slide, I don't know, I guess I'm pretty much used my time here, but now it's really the time to start using these AI tools. And it's really obvious that AI has changed the startup ecosystem and startup playbook. No question about it. But now I'm not saying that all these tools, and which I'm promoting on the right side here, I'm not saying that it's solving the whole everything, but it definitely solves this idea validation phase. I arrived Kuopio yesterday evening, 9:30. And I had an idea throughout my car driving here, and I coded in 20 minutes a new app for our Airbnb business and guest guide, which has a bot in 15 minutes. And now I have a demo. I took a video of that and sent it to my partner, and he said, thumbs up. Hey, let's do it. So it's amazing what you can do. And if you have a team, like you are full stack founder now, but if you have a team, you can run multiple MVPs and threads simultaneously. Now it's the time to really start turning your ideas into products. Thank you.
Does it work? All right. Thank you so much, Jarmo, for a very interesting presentation. Very hotline topic. Thanks again. And now we are done with the first keynote speaker. It is time to start the first part of pitching. Are you excited? Yeah. I guess yes, please, go ahead. I think I'm more excited than the presenters. I'm shaking. Okay. Now, but before we go for the presenters and having the first one here, we are going to need some jury members, of course. So please welcome our lovely jury members. Milla Koistinaho from Innovestor, please, as you wish. Minna Hendulin from University of Eastern Finland. Thomas Planman from Business Finland. Ilkka Fagerlund, the Business Development Lead, University of Helsinki. And Tuomo Kauranne, the founder of Argonaut. Thank you, judges, all for being here and providing comments and feedbacks and asking questions from the presenters. What a great group, experienced jury members we have, right, Tommy?
Yeah, that is right. Like such an experienced, versatile group, ranging from academia, University of Eastern Finland, University of Helsinki. We have the business aspect here, venture capital, and Business Finland, providing such valuable feedback to the presenters. Thank you very much all for being here. But can you tell us about the process of the pitches?
Of course. So it's pretty simple. The presenters are going to come here and they're free to walk around. So they have 3-minute time for their pitch. There is a timer over there. The clock shows on the screen that they can see what the time is. They're going to hear a sound of cough. Don't be scared. So 10 seconds before the pitch ends. And when the pitch ends, you're going to hear a loud buzz. Don't be scared again. So after the presentations, the judges also have 3 minutes to ask questions and give feedbacks to the presenters. When the 3 minutes is over, both for presenters and the jury members, then we're going to stop the first one and go for the second one. It's pretty simple, right? But no worries for the time. I guess all our presenters are well prepared and they're going to manage right on time. All right, if you're ready, then we can go for the first one. Right, Tommy?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Are you ready to welcome the first presenter here to pitch the breakthrough? You ready? Yeah? If yes, then please welcome our presenter number 1, Aleksandr Danilenko, with Breaking the Wall of Static E-Control with Graphene-Powered Ionization.
Hello.
Okay. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm excited to present you our breaking the wall idea of static electricity control. Static electricity, in a daily life, you could experience static electricity effect wearing woolen clothes or playing with balloons. But actually, static electricity is a big problem in many industries when non-conductive materials rub together. For example, on a conveyor belt. Static electricity causes production defects, equipment damage, and safety hazards. Every year, semiconductor industry loses more than 100 billion because of static electricity. So market needs a solution for this. Fast, clean, and compact. Static eliminator. And here we come with a solution, photoionizer. Comparing to conventional airflow ionizers, it's more energy efficient, clean, and precisely controlled solution. Based on technology, photoionizers can be with hot cathode or cold cathode. So hot cathode this is where our competitors are, and cold cathode, this is what our GNICE project offers. Cold cathode technology is more advanced and bonded solution with higher energy efficiency, better control, faster charge removal, and longer lifetime. GNICE technology was developed at University of Eastern Finland. This technology uses graphene-based electron emitters with graphene nanowalls. So actually we are not breaking, we are making the walls. Currently the technology at readiness level 4, and it's aiming to level 7 by the end of the research to business phase. Among potential customers of the technologies, there are high-tech companies such as Augmatic, Dispelix, Detection Technologies, and others. Some companies already shown their interest to the technology.
Okay, very nice. You managed to do it less than 3 minutes. Okay, thank you so much. Now there is 3-minute time for the judges to ask questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice presentation. I have a combined question first. Try to compare your speed and cost efficiency compared to the current solutions available as a factor. How much faster, how much cheaper you would be. I have a follow-up.
So our competitors are hot filament cathode photoionizers, and in photoionizers, so to work they need to reach some saturation, and it might take maybe like part of second, like 100 of milliseconds. But in case of cold cathode, it's like almost instant action because we don't need to heat anything. Electrons just go to the anode, and this, like, it's much faster, almost instant work time. And because we can, like, for example, control those better, for example, we can like doing pulse work. So when we put some high intensity in a short time and then turn it off, so we can control better and discharge the static electricity faster with a higher dose.
I think I hand over to you, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good presentation also. Yes, I was also thinking that how much better are you than the state of the art, and for the customers, how important that improvement is. And then a little bit about competitors. Have you looked at some competition and other people's patents and so freedom to operate?
Other competitors, they currently, most of them are using hot cathode technology or airflow ionizers. And maybe like among 5 companies, only starting working on cold cathode technology, but what we have now, it's like already a more developed level, higher level of the readiness.
Thank you. I think we have still time for maybe 1 or 2 questions. What is your next move? What happens next?
Now we are working on technology, and by June 2026, we are aiming to readiness level 7. So we will have, we are aiming to like develop more or less working device and also make a patent for the technology.
Thank you. Very, very good. Nice presentation. Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Right on time. Thank you, Aleksandr, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Take the clicker. All right, our next presenter is Samuli Lipponen. Can I have the screen? Samuli Lipponen. Yes, from University of Eastern Finland, breaking the wall of silent threats to brain health with OXIBAND. Okay, whenever you're ready.
And just a side note, originally this was supposed to be Mikias, but Mikias got sick, so replacing teammate Samuli. Stage is yours. You have 3 minutes. Go.
Yeah, what if I told you the most important metric in human performance isn't your heart rate, it's your brain's oxygen level. It powers every decision, movement, and moment of clarity. Low brain oxygen is a silent threat, undetected until now. Now OXIBAND breaks that wall, delivering real-time access to the brain's most vital metric. Hypoxia is a silent threat to brain health. It affects everyone. 5% drop in cerebral oxygen level can cause 30% decline in cognitive performance. It also doubles the risks of early cognitive decline. However, fitness trackers and smart watches like your Apple Watch monitor heart rate and steps, ignoring brain's oxygen levels. Now, we have been tracking only the surface while the real problem is deeper. OXIBAND is a breakthrough in wearable neuro-innovation idea that monitors brain oxygen level and feeds real-time data to a smart app, which then alerts users when oxygen level drops below critical thresholds. OXIBAND uses near-infrared technology to measure cerebral oxygen saturation. It has a user-friendly design. It is beyond a wearable device. It's integrated with a mobile app that provides second-by-second updates on brain oxygen levels. The app also features a behavioral tracking and prevention mode, helping users identify and avoid high-risk habits. OXIBAND helps boost focus, enhance memory, and optimize overall performance. At now, the market potential is huge. The global health tech market is expected to reach 1 trillion by 2032. And the global cerebral oximetry monitoring market was valued at 240 USD million in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuli. And our beloved judges, please, 3 minutes of questions to Samuli then.
Thanks a lot, Samuli. A very engaging, clear presentation. I like the structure of it. You sort of told us a nice story, easy to follow. So all that was very good. I'd like to focus on the intended use case. Sort of to which sort of markets this is intended. Is this a consumer product or is this meant for healthcare professionals' use?
Well, at first we are going to consumer market only because this needs a bit more validating if we go to healthcare markets. So first one for personal, normal consumers, maybe selling it via e-commerce stores, maybe delivering it to workplaces and so on.
Thank you for that answer. And then a follow-on question is that, okay, a user wears this band. What can he or she do if the brain oxygen levels are low? So what can be done to enhance cognition?
Yeah, it's a very important indicator that you need to take a rest and take a break, maybe go outside, take some yoga or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Nice to see you here as well. I know you're from the UEF. So can you tell about the clinical data you have behind this? Like how much of data you actually have to back your claims?
Well, actually, it has been validated that it's totally safe to use with no side effects, and it is validated with fMRI, so functional magnetic resonance imaging.
Thanks. And do you see industry partnering as industry partnering with, for example, having a co-development project with Polar or Suunto as one possible route to commercial activities?
Yes, I think that's the next step with us. We need very strong hardware and software partners. Yes.
Have you discussed with them like what it takes? Like what do you need to do more to kind of attract their attention?
Not for now, but as I said, it's the next step.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
As we know that even the good team is very important for taking things forward. And so what kind of team you have behind you?
Yeah, our another team member, he's a medical doctor. So he is our medical advisor. I am specialized in business and law and also do other health sciences. And then we have also a potential third member who is taking lead of this product development and technology.
Okay, thank you, Samuli.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So thank you, Samuli, for the presentation. Our next one will be Kimia Kazemi from University of Oulu with Breaking the Wall of Self-Care Confusion, Clarity through AI Care App-HoitoCare. Please welcome to the stage, Kimia.
Good morning. Let me start with a quick story. Imagine you're standing in front of a beauty store shop or scrolling an application full of beauty products inside. Each product promises that this is the perfect solution. but deep down you're thinking, will this really work for me, or am I just wasting my money again? This is the reality for millions of people around the world. Beauty industry is full of choices, but there is very low personalization. Beauty apps are pushing the brands and chasing the newest trends, but people are struggling to manage their daily routine, keep track of safety, and see what's the best for their skin and hair. And the surprising fact here is that there is no application today that combines AI, dermatology, user feedback, and environmental condition in one place. This is why we created App-HoitoCare. Assume it as a smart beauty companion in your pocket. With just your phone, it can scan your skin and hair, learn about your type, learn about your allergies, even the climate where you live. It can give you advice about what's truly best for you. It checks whether the products are working well together. It reminds you about the expiration date, and it sees what is the best solution for your skin and hair. You can also connect the expert and community to share the experiences and giving the tips. We are not here to sell you any latest trends. App-HoitoCare is a science-backed and neutral application. Our team brings together the right mix: AI, dermatology, science, and product design. We have the knowledge, and we know how to make it practical for our users. The opportunity here is huge. Beauty industry and self-care market is worth over than $600 billion a year, and people everywhere are looking for something that is more personal and smarter.
Good morning, Kimia. The weather is looking cloudy today. As we discussed last week, you plan to get a new moisturizer today, and I'm glad you did. I've updated your morning routine accordingly, and you can now start using the product.
We are App-HoitoCare.
Thank you so much. Okay, very good. Everyone seemed to be well prepared to pitch less than 3 minutes. All right, the judges, 3 minutes for questions.
Yeah. Thank you. Very nice presentation and demo. So I'd like to ask about the business model a little bit and the go-to-market plan and how you plan to stand out from the crowd of apps probably out there.
Like we are combining the science, the dermatology. We are asking help from dermatologists. And I'm a pharmacy background back in my home country. So I have the basic knowledge about the science and about the problems that people are facing. I owned my own pharmacy in my home country. So I'm pretty know what is the issues that people are struggling with their daily routine. So we search for other applications or other platforms, and we see nothing that combines these sciences together. That's why we decided to create this App-HoitoCare.
And how do you plan to market it so the user can find it?
Okay, so we are projected to just release the prototype by the end of this year, but in the middle of 2026, we are going to release the first demo of our application.
Yes, thank you. I think I'm the target group, at least based on your presentation. But I think there would be also wider use also in the international market, especially for men. I think that South Korea is men are very much into these kind of products. But my question is more or less related to your technical platform. That is it a cognitive AI that actually then personalized based on and where is the data collected and what is the interface?
As I told, I'm a pharmacy background, but I know that our technical person actually is here. But I can tell you that we are using like LLM models and some machine learning models to just use out that databases. But because of that databases are like purchasable, so we need like fundings to get access to those databases to just put them in the LLM and machine learning models. But we access one free database, including like 900 products inside. It was like working very good database.
I'm still not a target group member, but you realize you're going to facing fierce opposition from all the beauty companies who have much bigger resources to use. So how are you going to retain your neutrality and credibility in this situation?
Like, we are on the side of consumers, so we are not going to be bought by the brands or companies, but we are thinking what is the best solution for our consumers, not the brands. As I told, it is a science-backed and unbiased platform.
Basically saying that beauty is definable by science.
Not beauty, but the health of skin and hair is defined by science.
Okay, thank you. 3 minutes is up. Thank you so much. Very interesting. All right, let's welcome our next presenter already here, Nithin Sadeesh from University of Eastern Finland, breaking the wall of tissue engineering through light.
So, good morning, everyone. Today I'll be talking about a problem that affects close to 600 million people. That's about 8% of the world's population. In Finland alone, you have close to 1.5 million people that suffer from this. That's osteoarthritis. It basically is the degeneration of the articular cartilage that causes severe pain, extreme discomfort, and immobility. And it also is a leading cause of global socioeconomic burden. And every year, close to 100 million or 100 billion rather dollars are spent in terms of treatment. But even with all this, there's currently no form of effective treatment that actually helps in long-term restoration of the joints. Over the last few decades, researchers have focused on tissue engineering, which combines engineering principles and biological concepts to basically make an artificial tissue which you implant into the person suffering from osteoarthritis. But despite this large potential, the main problem is currently there's limited number of protocols that actually monitor the growth process. So basically, you're growing the tissue in the dark without no idea whether the quality and the maturity of the tissue is good to rather implant it back into the patient. And this is where our solution comes in. By combining the principles of light, in this case, the near-infrared light, along with machine learning, we have developed a novel optical monitoring approach called as NIR Sense, which basically helps in real-time and non-destructive monitoring of the articular cartilage and in terms of regulating the overall growth process. So how does our system work? So in this, by detecting the chemical changes in the tissue and also in the surrounding medium, by using light, specifically the NIR range, as I had mentioned, you get to know whether the tissue growth is stable or if it is unstable or not. And by regulating the overall growth process over the duration of the culture, you can basically personalize it to the patient suffering from osteoarthritis. The main problem currently what we have is the current forms of monitoring is endpoint analysis. That is basically after your 21 days of culture, you're destroying the precious thing that you've cultured by using very expensive this one. So in ours, we monitor it over the duration by real time. So we have basically started this research since 2022, and over the duration, we have published various peer-reviewed journals, recently got our invention disclosure as well, and currently moving on to the next phase, which is the prototype development. And with this, our primary vision is to act as a support decision-making device for the hospitals, basically the orthopedic surgeons and the tissue engineers, in order to develop better quality tissues for people suffering from osteoarthritis. Thank you. I'm Nithin. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Nithin. And now, beloved judges, who wants to start with the questions? There.
All right, first, just an understanding question. You talk about non-destructive monitoring. Do you also mean non-invasive monitoring?
Yes, as well, because you're just having, basically, as I showed you in the figure, it's just two light probes touching the tissue and the surrounding medium where you're growing, and you get the NIR signals to basically let us know if it's growing well or not. So.
And then where in the treatment chain do you plan to sell this? Is it like a medical professional device, like I suggest, or
it's more
self-monitoring?
Of, it's like a safety protocol device. So generally during the process of the growth, you ideally have it for 21 days when you get the full tissue. Most of them, what they do is at the end, they check if the thing you have grown is good or not. So we can basically save this entire process by checking it every single day by using these lights. And then it lets you know that, okay, at the third day, there's something going wrong, you can stop it, rather than investing the entire time to actually go to a product which might not even be useful. So our aim is basically to help in the preclinical stage of the thing itself while developing the tissues.
So it's meant in lab use or for actual patients?
Well, in actual patients as well, yes. When for a person who's suffering from a severe case of osteoarthritis, where tissue engineering is form of like having an artificial tissue is the final approach. So while preparing that tissue, this can be a method to support the process itself.
But are you inferring that there would be a medical professional needed all the time to do the monitoring every day?
Not necessary. It can even be a normal person, because at the end of the day, you just need to click a machine and then it just comes in, gets you the readings. The readings, of course, for a person who would be more trained to see if the thing is going, or we have, at least in terms of our current setup, it just lets you know if it's stable or unstable. That's it. So I think it's pretty standard in that sense.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Excellent clarity on your talk. So if I understood right, you are introducing a quality control procedure on someone who is building these implants, like biological implants.
Yes.
So are those implants already on the market?
Not exactly. You have something where, like for example, recently Germany had a product called as, or a company in Germany rather, had a product called as chondrofiller, which is like an injection to basically help with the process. But most of the current implants only last for about 6 months. So with ours, we can actually also, along with the quality aspect, you can say whether the property is suitable for the patient and can it help in the long-term aspect as well. So there's currently no form of like medically cleared implants in terms of this. You have biomaterials based implants which help in like support, but not in terms of tissue itself. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. And about regulatory stuff, I suppose you need to clear some medical device regulatory requirements as well.
Yes, but we're still in the preclinical phase. Of course, I think the next step is the prototype development. So it might take some time before we start the FDA approval and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Good timing. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Next up, we have Paris Jan Mohammadi from University of Eastern Finland with Breaking the Wall of Unsustainable Lifestyle Changes. Please give a round of applause to Parisa.
Hello, everyone. This is the picture that as a nutritionist, this is the picture that I face most often in real life. People are overwhelmed, frustrated, and ashamed because they feel they are the only one who are failing in their diets again. Research has shown 4 in 5 people will fail in long-term changes. And the problem is not lack of knowledge. The problem is lack of support. They feel they are alone in their way facing. They are facing the journey alone. And most diet plans, health applications, and exercise plans are rigid and rarely work long term. And most of them fail after 6 or 12 months. Because they don't consider human side of changes. And social pressure, emotions, and stress are stronger than calorie counting, and the wall that we need to break here is the wall of isolations and short-term fixes. Our startup combines science-based strategies and also digital tools and most importantly, human connections. Here is how it works. We provide one-to-one coaching sessions with experts for the people who are participating in our platforms, and also we can provide a small group sessions that can make some safe atmosphere for people to share their experiences and use the others' backgrounds. And also community challenges and progress tracking can make these lifestyle changes more motivational. The other platform that we can make is digital platforms like applications and websites that can help connect people together and connect the participants with the coaches and the experts.
And thank you, Parisa. Let's start with the questions then. And you had 3 minutes ago, and who wants to start?
Lots of my presentation is left. I was excited, so I missed lots of the presentation.
It's okay.
No worries.
Milla,
we definitely all do need practice. So well done. Congrats on your presentation.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask about the competition. So how much have you analyzed other solutions, apps, or sort of digital tools that are out there to sort of improve adherence, sort of improve the quality of life? Can you discuss that a bit?
Yes, there are lots of health applications for lifestyle changes, but the difference is that our platform is human-based, and what is make it difference is empathy, accountability, and human support. Most of the applications in the market are working with rules, numbers, and they have no human supporting.
How do you then consider the scalability of your technology if you need a human being behind the scenes guiding the decisions for the consumer?
Maybe how people follow their lifestyle change, it can be a good measure for the measurement for how our platforms are working. How people don't leave their lifestyle changes plans.
Thank you.
Okay, I have maybe a few questions. Thank you for my side. Also, don't worry about. It will get smoother later. You practice it more. Milla had very good questions, and I was just thinking that, as you said, that people often lose the motivation, and there are a lot of dropouts from this kind of, especially continuous lifestyle changing procedures. So, what is the catchy thing in your solution? Well, how would people will stay there? And other question is related to the funding model or the business model too. So that how do you have you planned the revenue model? Who pays and yes, like that.
The business model is about subscription. People can subscribe for the different services, and also for the key that people don't leave the journey is that the concept of our platform is that living is the part of the process, and everyone can become frustrated, and we can fix it together.
Thank you.
Okay, at 10 more seconds, so maybe we don't have time for another question. So thank you very much for this one. All right. Thank you very much, judges. Thank you, all the presenters. Right. Now we have gone through half of the presentations. So at this point, it's time to have a short break from all the pitches and welcome our next keynote speaker. Dr. Koistinaho is a biotech commercialization professional with over 20 years of experience in commercializing early-stage biomedical inventions. After completing her PhD thesis in neuroscience in cooperation with Silicon Valley-based biopharma company and gaining postgraduate experience with Eli Lilly and Company in Indianapolis. She has co-founded 3 biotech startups based on her own academic discoveries. Milla holds an adjunct professorship at the University of Eastern Finland, and Milla is a founding partner of Helsinki-based 90 million euro venture capital fund, Innovestor Life Science, investing in seed to Series A stage strong health science-based companies in the Nordics and Baltics. So without further ado, please welcome on stage Dr. Milla Koistinaho. Stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me loud and clear? Check. Excellent. Very good morning. As I was already introduced, my name is Milla Koistinaho. It's great to be back at my alma mater. I do really appreciate this honor and opportunity to speak here today. I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes or so on discussing commercialization of research results and investors' expectations to early stage teams or researchers who contemplate commercializing their ideas. And who am I to talk about these things? Well, nowadays I am an investor, but like many of you, I used to be a researcher, a scientist here in Kuopio. I started bravely commercializing our own ideas after gaining courage, I could say, experience overseas. I saw how the big pharmaceutical companies are taking forward their early stage inventions. So I started doing that, became a serial entrepreneur. And then for several years, I've also helped in the University of Helsinki ecosystem researchers to commercialize their ideas, but more about that a bit later. So before making a deeper dive into sort of investors' expectations, I think it's essential to describe the startup funding journey. That I think the answer to the question that what investors are looking for depends very much on the type of investor you are talking to. And today, due to my own background as a venture capital investor, I'm going to focus my talk on venture capitalist expectations. But however, it's good for you to understand that there are different kinds of investors, and you should maybe fine-tune your asking on the basis of the investor type. So the startup financing often sort of entails the pre-seed, seed, Series A stage investments, where venture capital funds like us play a major role. But you can also get financing from other sources. You can bootstrap your companies, for example, meaning that you invest your own money from your own pockets, or that you finance the operations by the business income that you generate. You can also tap into crowdfunding sources, family offices, incubators, accelerators nowadays provide some tools, grants. Public funding is very important. We have a representative of Business Finland here today. So they are a great asset and a source of funding for early startups in Finland. FFF, friends, family, fools. A very important source of very early stage financing as well. I'm representing Innovestor's Life Science Fund. I'm a founder of the fund. We collected 90 million euros from our investors to invest in your startups. We operate in the Northern Europe, in the Nordics, in the Baltics mainly. We say that we invest in life-saving science. To us, that means that we are keen on making investments in very transformative, science-based, novel therapeutics, drug molecules, cell therapies, all that, as well as innovative digital health solutions that will revolutionize healthcare in the future. In the team, we are 4 partners. We have 3 full-time partners, including me, and 1 part-time partner. So we are a very small team. most of us are sort of former scientists, so we are very science-focused, science-driven. We want to understand the problem that your solution addresses and the basis of it. It's good to note that venture capital funds have their own frameworks and rules under which they operate. Our fund, like many other VC funds, is a closed-end fund. It means that we have a lifetime of 10 years, of which the first 5 years are active investment period, so we can make new investments, and the latter 5 years is the time when we do only follow-on investments to the companies to which we've already invested in. Meaning that there is a certain time frame in which we operate. And that is good for you to understand when you're approaching an investor, whether they are actively investing in new companies or not. The 10-year time frame also means to us that that is the time in which we must make the profits and return the money back to our investors. So we have a clear timeline. And more about that in later slides. We are the first health-focused fund in Finland for over a decade. We are backed by very strong anchor investors, including TESI, Suomen Teollisuussijoitus, and EIF, European Investment Fund. We have altogether 22 so-called LPs, limited partners, who have invested on us, on our fund, to make investments in the startups. The portfolio building is in good pace, good shape. We have made 14 investments in the Nordics so far during the 3.5 years that we've been now deploying from this fund. So we aim at making approximately maybe 3 to 5 new investments in completely new startups in this region, before getting back to road again and starting fundraising for the next fund in order to make be able to make new investments then. We can do sort of very early stage investments, but we focus on a bit later stage. A bit later stage for us means Series A stage startups. And we do those investments always in collaboration with reputable other venture capital funds, family offices, public and institutional investors. You see a massive logo gallery on the bottom of the slide. So those represent our current co-investment partners. The pyramid on the left-hand side gives you an idea as a startup sort of regarding the success rate of getting financing from a VC like us. I think we are representing sort of number-wise an average VC that maybe every 1 in 100 pitch that we sort of first hear. So that represents those 1,700 cases, but then of course not all of them will progress to a deeper due diligence. Maybe one in 10 max progress to a DD phase, and of those, only sort of the tip of the iceberg get financing. So maybe less than 1% of sort of the pitches that we hear get funded. I already mentioned that we do early stage investments, so pre-seed to seed. There, the typical average investment size is somewhere close to 500,000 euros initially per company. If everything goes well, we of course continue supporting financially. But in this strategy, we play a very hands-on role. So thanks to our background as former entrepreneurs ourselves, we are well prepared to work with you to mature your ideas, develop the plans, and sort of put the company to a track that it is investable for the next stage investors. We have co-created with universities 5 such companies to date. The majority of the fund will be deployed on Series A and beyond stage companies, where our role is to really develop the business together with other co-investors. So we always syndicate those investments. In deep tech, the risk and the timelines are so long, and they are very capital intensive projects. So no single investor can finance it all the way through exit. So hence we need strong collaboration with other investors. Typical round sizes in life sciences in this stage, they vary maybe somewhere between 10 million euros in a digital health case to 20, 30, 40 million euro round per company in therapeutics development cases. There, the single most important task for us is to support the company to drive towards an exit. When you are approaching an investor, I think it's also quite important to understand that also we investors, we need to differentiate from the competition that we see in the investment market. So we need to focus on something. Our focus is on life sciences in therapeutics, digital health, Nordics. I told you all that. So it's sort of essential for you to understand that investors also differentiate with regards to the fund sizes. So if you meet an investor that is managing, for example, a 40 million euro fund, you can expect such investor to make roughly maybe 20 investments and max 2 million euros per company. Initial tickets can be much smaller than that. But if you ever meet a company that is managing 500 million, a billion fund, for them, don't even propose a funding round with a total size of 1 million euros. They will not spend their time on doing the due diligence on you unless they can invest 10, 25, 50 million euros in your company. So position the investors also in terms of their fund size. Industries, very important. There are specialist funds that work with, for example, deep tech companies, life science companies. Only AI investors nowadays also exist. Food tech, SaaS business. So understand the focus areas. There, of course, are also so-called generalist investors that invest across different sectors. And those, of course, can also be approached and should be approached. Geographic focus, very important. For us, it means that we cannot invest in other geographies than what I just mentioned. And that is often the case. There, of course, are also global investors. There are also other ways how an investor can differentiate, including, for example, impact or female entrepreneurship or other environmental, social, or governance issues. And then the startup stage that we already discussed about. Regardless of the type of investor, I think this is a collection of things that each and every investor will evaluate as part of their analysis and due diligence. I've marked on this slide with purple color the things that our fund, emphasizes, that is science-based in medical or health fields. But every investor needs to understand that what is your invention, what is your thing based on, and which need or needs it addresses. The development plans of the technology the timelines, the time and money it takes to develop the idea from the current status before it can be commercialized or before an exit is targeted is very important. The real market need for your solution, how big is your need? You should be able to quantify that, demonstrate that in numbers. For example, for us, it's essential to understand that how many patients suffer from a condition that you aim at treating. Is there a subgroup of patients or people who will significantly benefit from your solution? Who is going to pay for the solution? It's not often actually the user who is paying, especially in healthcare. This is a completely different question. And very importantly, every investor looks at the team. What is the founder team like? Do the founders think big? Are they motivated? Are they committed? Are they committed to work together with you to make this a success? Then about exit. How many of you know what an exit means in this context? Maybe half? Okay, then I maybe spend 30 seconds in explaining what it is. So, exit is a transaction, a business transaction where investors and founders, everyone who is a shareholder in the company, can make money with their investment. So, a way to monetize the share value. It can be, for example, listing of those shares in public offering in stock exchange. It's called an IPO process. Or it can be a transaction where a bigger player, for example, a strategic larger company in the field that you're working in, comes and buys your business, buys the shares. And that is the moment when the venture capital and other investors make their money. And as I just mentioned, we have a sort of a pressuring timeline in which we need to operate and return the money with proceeds to our investors. So hence exit is very important. We need to understand when is that likely going to happen? How? What is the value? What is sort of the monetary potential behind it? So be prepared to answer those questions. When I was a researcher, an early stage startup founder, I thought that this question is irrelevant. I'm just now developing my product. I'm not ready to sort of commercialize or sell this to anyone. But that was completely naive thinking. So each and every investor will want to understand that how can they make money with your company. VCs are looking for fund returners. Their fund returner is a single investment that can return the value of the whole fund. In our case, we're always hungry to make investments to potential cases that can create more than 90 million euros in profits to us. So we need to think big. Regarding the university spin-outs, I spent several years in helping University of Helsinki companies to spin off, and I think sort of this is a list, a compilation of my thoughts and observations in working in this ecosystem. So in addition to sort of the need, the market, the fit, and all that, it is also very important as a university researcher and a team to consider the feasibility of development plans. This is what researchers often don't understand or even a bit ignore, if I may say so. So talk to people who have done it in the past to really understand that what it takes to commercialize, to develop a product in your field. How are you going to solve the relationship and continued access to the lab where you used to work? How do you tap into future inventions? All that needs to be arranged properly with university. So agreements with the principal investigator, maybe service agreements with the university. Those are essentially very important. Strength of the intellectual property rights, whether it's a trade secret or a patentable IP, that needs to be balanced well with the timelines and pressures of the principal investigators and researchers to publish their data. Investors will look into that. This is my last slide. I know time is running up, but this is a list of, you can take them as tips if you want, when approaching investors like us when you're seeking financing. So first of all, find out about the investor before pitching. I talked about different investor profiles and how they differentiate. So fine-tune your message to the right investor community. Broaden your horizon, not only talk to local investors. Venture capital and other sort of investment market, it's a global business. Expose yourself to different audiences. Get feedback and keep your story coherent. Remember that investors do talk to each other. Reach out well in advance. It can take easily a year and a half before a deal is done. Many investors appreciate the fact that they're able to follow your progress, how you perform, how you deliver on your promises before they make an investment. Listen to the investors' feedback. Often the investors are people who have successfully done it in the past. They've been there, they've done their mistakes, they've learned from the mistakes. So be willing to accept feedback. So that way you can turn a no to a yes in some cases. Show that you're passionate. And remember that this is a two-way street. Not only the investor needs to like you and your technology, but you need to like the investor because you are in it for the long run with them. Thank you very much. The last slide is the face gallery of our team. So I'm here all day, but feel free to reach out to any of us to discuss your ideas. We're very happy to give feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Very interesting contents, and I believe it's very practical and fruitful for some of the researchers here who would like to develop their research ideas into business, so commercialize them. Thank you so much, Milla. All right, we're ready to move on for the second patch of the pitches. Can we have the judges back on their seats, please? Thank you. All right. If we are ready, let's welcome our next presenter, number 6, Arash Mirhashemi from University of Eastern Finland, breaking the wall of non-destructive biomarker imaging for osteoarthritis studies.
OA. Thank you. Which damages the cartilage tissue that cushions your joints. 242 million people suffer from OA worldwide, and in US alone, annual costs is about $136 billion. And it leads to about 1 million knee and hip replacement surgeries. We don't fully understand why OA triggers and how to stop it, but we need research to fix that. And the first thing we need to do is to be able to characterize cartilage tissue in terms of its biomarkers. Biomarkers are measurable tissue properties like chemical, mechanical, and structural features. But the problem is that most current methods are destructive, so they need cutting, slicing, and staining the samples. So you can't apply other methods, or you can't track the changes in time. So the wall we want to break is to measuring biomarkers non-destructively in real time.
our method is based on hyperspectral imaging, or HSI, compared to normal RGB cameras that measure 3 spectral bands, red, green, and blue. Hyperspectral cameras offer hundreds of wavelengths, giving you a rich spectral signature at each point. So imagine you want to measure a typical biomarker, for example, the thickness of the tissue, the cartilage in millimeters. All you need to do is to measure the hyperspectral image of the surface of the sample, and then using our AI model that's for thickness estimation, it gives you the output with very reasonable error. During the past couple of years, we have made a prototype and tested with bovine and human dataset and applied for a European patent. Our team has collaborated with several partners, and it has received a couple of funds to grants to do the research. Our current focus today is on research, but our method is built for future integration with clinical applications. It can be merged with an arthroscope so that it gives medical doctors valuable information during the surgery, so that they can act early before pain defines the future of patient's life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arash. Now let's go on to the questions. Who of the jury members would like to start? Over there, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice, good presentation. I'd like to ask about the use of the results. So if there's some results, then how the person or healthcare could act on the results?
You can consider it in 2 separate paths. One is in research. So the samples, for example, that we use, they are ex vivo samples. So it's not applied clinically. But so this is good to investigate OA in general, so that we gain knowledge for future probable treatments or preventions. But clinical application, then this can be used because one very important type of OA is when you get accidents, for example, sports accidents, or let's say just any kind of accident, and you damage your knee and you already need to go under surgery to fix it somehow. Then this method is very valuable as well, because you can apply it non-invasively, and during the surgery, and it gives the doctor much more information to act accordingly.
Okay. What is the source? First, a technical question. What is the source of illumination for hyperspectral images, and how stable is the signal? Because hyperspectral is notorious for being very dependent on illumination conditions.
Sure. It's definitely, as you say, and our current method, which is a prototype in the lab, uses a broadband light source because it captures from near infrared to like near to about 350 or 400 nanometers. So it's a broadband light source. But of course, we are at the same time, the team has made like a multispectral camera, which is basically like you just look at those parts of the wavelengths that your information is lying. For example, in oximetry, we just look at 2 different wavelengths. So we are developing methods to extract these kind of features from the whole spectrum, and then use multispectral cameras, which are much faster, and then the light through output is much better. You need maybe a couple of like LEDs in certain wavelengths, and then multiplex it in time and measure.
Good, that's enough. The other one, compared to the previous OA presentation, you both say that this is non-destructive, I understand that, but yours is not non-invasive because it's done during surgery, right?
Yes, it's a little bit tricky. I don't know if I should say it's non-invasive or not, because it has to be during the surgery. But then it's non-invasive in the sense that you don't need to cut or damage the tissue in any way. It's just from the surface. But still, it's invasive in the sense that you need to be during the surgery.
And finally, it looks like it's going to be an expensive medical device used in operating theaters, basically by doctors.
Thank you, Arash. All right, let's move on to the next presentation. And our next presenter will be Nathaniel Tete from the University of Eastern Finland with Breaking the Wall of Late Cancer Detection. Nathaniel, the floor is yours.
Good morning. Almost everyone here knows someone who has been affected by cancer, a friend, a relative, or even us. WHO reports about 20 million annual cancer cases, and one in 6 deaths each year is caused by cancer. That's about 11 million deaths each year. And to think about it more deeply, it's approximately the population of Estonia, Norway, and Finland each year. And it's not that we cannot cure cancer. No, far from that. The main wall here is that we often detect it too late. And that's where OncoSense comes in. We want to break the wall of late cancer detection. Now, how do we intend to do that? We want to use something as cool and fashionable as a smart wearable detection system, which brings early detection to daily lives. So with this, we combine the data with medical history and clinical examination, and then this data would be used, analyzed with machine learning, and then the result will be shared with the physician for early decision making, whereas the users also get clear, precise, and then personalized information to take decision quickly. Now, the main reason why this is a little bit on top of the conventional clinical cancer screening is that the conventional cancer screening is ill. Basically, it is invasive, it is infrequent, and it's often too late. But we provide the NPC approach, which is non-invasive, proactive, and also continuous. And with this, we would be able to save lives, double or triple survival rates, which would otherwise would have been lost. And also, apart from that, it's gonna reduce the burden on healthcare systems and families worldwide because of the huge number of cancer cases we have on a yearly basis. So, by combining nanotechnology-based cortisol patches and also combining smart wearables, we hope to change the narrative from late cancer detection to early cancer screening to save lives. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Nathaniel. Very interesting. Now, questions.
Okay, thanks for the inspiring talk. So let's say you have a product on the market after some 5 or so 10 years. Will I buy it from Prisma or will the doctor give it to me?
So you not buy it from Prisma. It is linked to this. Okay, it's linked to hospitals. So basically, after the whole piloting, it would be given by hospitals and also not over the counter, but prescribed. Basically, you can't just go and buy the equipment. Yes, so not at present.
Okay, thanks.
You started with the thesis that the cancers are diagnosed too late, but now you're saying that the doctors provide you with this thing, so the patient already has a doctor contact. So how does your device then sort of help in the problem that you first described?
So, thank you very much. That's a very good point. The thing is, we are going to use marketing to attract the population, to get people to get into this product. So now marketing is all over the place, and we are going to use publicity to get a lot of people to kind of buy into the idea that we want to go by this. So you have to get this product, and then this product will now become accessible to you. Yeah.
Thank you for explaining. The other thing I wanted to ask is is this essentially an idea stage thing, or do you already have some sort of
So-
scientific basis and evidence? for
Thank
this?
you. We are working with 2 labs basically currently at Eastern Finland. We have the STAR lab, and then we have cancer stress biology lab, Lena Latonen's lab. And then we are working on this. We've already gone to the UFE IDS lab at Spain, and then this was given the best incubation program. But now the whole thing is that we are looking at 2 biomarkers, which is cortisol and demicidin, which have been by Professor Gao of Caltech University, has been linked to cancer through sweat. In addition to what we already have in watches, which is picking up physiological signals, we will merge the 2 with machine learning and AI to monitor the trends that have been linked to cancer, and then it becomes easy to be able to streamline and personalize the cancer to patient treatment.
Thank you. Maybe in the future presentations, it would be great if you could emphasize sort of the scientific basis. What is it based? You mentioned now 2 biomarkers. That is really nice.
Sorry about that. I got confused because I kept on seeing the time changing.
I know.
Yeah, so I was
Good
like,
luck.
what? 2 minutes more? Then I had to skip some things. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was also very clever that you take a look at the clock
Yeah.
and then, okay, let's get back to the slide. Thank you so much, Nathaniel. And yes, please welcome our next presenter, number 8, Ruslan Lagashkin from University of Eastern Finland, breaking the wall of real-time reconstruction.
One. All right. So the things that I'm going to describe next, I really honestly hope that does not happen to you or your family or your friends. But imagine yourself that a patient gets a stroke and then he or she is moved in the hospital. Initially, everything starts with a pretty good MRI scan or computer tomography, which locates the damaged area in the brain, and we know pretty much all about it. But afterwards, the patient is transferred to the hospital bed, and we don't know what is happening to this damaged area at the moment. So imagine that during the night it suddenly starts to change its shape, like the bleeding starts to grow, and there is no way to monitor it. So what do? Science helps us. Turns out that if we have an object and if we push some small safe current through it, then the resistances that are inside this object, they create the voltage field all throughout the volume. And we can measure these voltage potentials from the surface and then put this information to the neural network, which would try to approximate what is the current state of the hemorrhage. Is it stable, or does it increase or decrease in size? And the difference compared to traditional approaches is that with the neural network, we can do this very fast. For example, the prototype that is on my right side, it can make about 40 measurements per second, including the predictions of the hemorrhage size. So this way, we get a real-time monitoring system that is able to give the doctors a signal if something wrong is happening, and the doctors will be able to immediately administer the proper drug or start a further investigation, lead the patient to like further MRI or computer tomography scans. And that's the idea. Questions?
Thank you, Ruslan. Way ahead of time. Okay, there you go. And you have 3 minutes for questions. And let's do it. Go.
Thanks. So it's basically electron impedance tomography that you will use. How do you get the teaching sets that you will use to train your neural network?
Yeah, that's actually an excellent question, and that's the main kind of obstacle. But at first, we are going to make the simulation that corresponds to the reality, and we are going to simulate as much as possible. Then we are going to construct the phantom, which resembles the brain as close as possible. And finally, we have to collect some real data and to train on this data set.
You can see the usefulness and certainly the value of the device if it's similar to monitoring your heart rate next to your hospital bed, but it sounds like a long way off still. Would you use the MRI as a kind of a first guess to fuse that with your EIT?
In principle, it is not strictly necessary because it gives an estimation of like current baseline. But usually it's a good idea. And also I might add that because this technology, like I started with the medical case because it has a higher societal impact, but in principle it is suitable for all kinds of objects that can conduct electricity.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Very nice presentation. You mentioned that your solution could be quicker to use and provide results quickly. Is something similar used currently more manually, this type of measurement, or is the hardware also?
To the best of my knowledge, no. And the problem with that classical algorithms, they take much longer time to converge to the solution. So we are talking about tens of minutes in the best case. So nowhere near real time.
So you have developed the hardware as well?
Oh yes, maybe I can pass the prototype, or maybe you can come and take a closer look to this.
Okay, thank you.
I can have one additional question. What about the feedback from clinician and clinical side? What kind of discussion you have had, and what's their opinion on this? How adaptable
it is a bit of early stage. So currently I finished the first prototype that is good for making like initial measurements. But when I talked to physicians, then feedback was quite positive.
So how about patents and IPR? Have you looked at other people's patents or considered patenting something yourself?
Well, during the development of the hardware, I ran into some quite interesting approaches and solutions, and maybe it is some patentable material.
Yeah, thanks.
Can I still ask? Thanks, that's an excellent, important topic you are working with also. Regarding, you mentioned that you have got some feedback from clinicians. Have they elaborated exactly what kind of intended uses, like what patient groups would be most important to follow on overnight and what to look for?
Right now, I try to make this technology as general as possible. And then when I see what are the advantages and limitations, then we can have a further discussion with clinicians.
Yeah, but focus on it now. It's good. It's a very important question.
Yeah. Thanks for
excellent.
Okay.
Thanks.
Extra trick test. Okay. Thank you very much, Ruslan. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next one. Next we have Kadir Hamed from the University of Eastern Finland with Breaking the Wall of Teaching Practical Skills Online. Please give a round of applause for Kadir.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone. And in 2022, I have experienced Northern Light in 5D cinema in Helsinki. That moment inspired me to work on immersive technology. Can you imagine? I studied it through white and black picture. I think students overwide deserve to feel and experience science, not just to read it. However, teachers face big challenges with practical courses due to the large classes, outdated equipment, and limited resources. And online learning make it harder. And as a result, students lost motivation and engagement. Research suggests augmented reality as a solution to enhance online hands-on learning by combining digital component with the real-world components. And however, AR development is not easy. It's expensive and costly process. Also, the existing AR application are too generic and limited the teacher to use it within their lessons. So that's the bridge we wanna to. That's the gap we wanna to bridge. So our solution is a platform that allow teachers to create their own AR lessons using AI tools. And that's what makes us unique compared with others. It's education focused, covering wide range of topics like science, technology, engineering, math, even history. So here is an example for AR in physics. It's part of my PhD work, so you can scan the QR and experience that. Also, it's accessible, like various from smartphone to headsets, and will provide like 3D lessons via library to expand the access and sustainability. Our solution valuable because it could be used in online environment and hybrid learning within schools and universities. It's viable for education in emergency, such as a war and any closure. Also, it will be effective in giving a new opportunity for open universities and distance learning, besides to the professional training. We are international team, 2 PhD students in immersive technologies and XR developer. Our diversity give us the opportunity to understand the global education needs. We have participated in draft project last year, and we are working to design the prototype now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Right on time. All right. Judges, questions?
Thanks. It's very exciting, almost like science fiction to me, but here's of course what is happening now also after doing it. So have you identified your first user case? Like what kind of teaching material or environment would you target first?
Okay. So from my context, I live in Palestine, so it's like an unsafe place. So like in the university, teachers don't ask students to come to the campus if they are in risk. So they go to the online as emergency. So teachers like face challenges how to teach the practical skills. And the students also suffering how can like make the physics lab remotely. So this is one example I implemented with the students in Birzeit University in April, and we have a good like results with them. So they could to make the experiments virtually and experience 3D models and collecting data with that remotely without needed to go to the university. So here there is an example like. There is a laser. I use like AI to create how to create a 3D model. Just take picture for 2D and then convert it as a 3D and import it in AR environment and send to my students as a QR code.
Thank you. This is really exciting, and this definitely the education field is transforming through the AI and other digital tools. One thing what I was thinking that how much have you explored the other options and approaches which are now on the market, and also the competitor could be also just the existing and this old-fashioned ways of teaching, and how to have you think about how to overcome this?
Yeah, and this is all maybe of our challenges, how to like convince the teacher to go for the use technology within their education. So we wanted to how to expand the opportunity to use to enhance learning and teaching online, and as I mentioned here, some cases that give opportunity to improve learning and teaching. For the marketing, there is AR application, but it is not focused in education. It is for marketing. So when I use this is for like business. But I missed many features for education, like added quizzes, added questions. So I wanna like to platform that make it easy for teacher. Also, creating 3D models for some topic is not available. So with AI, we think we will give them opportunity to create 3D models. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next, Presenter number 10, we're almost to the end. Ruben Amedolor from University of Eastern Finland, breaking the wall of plastic pollution in Africa.
Good morning. Let me tell you this troubling truth that I feel so embarrassed about. And this is Africa. And if you permit me, do you know that Africa generates 90 million tons of plastic waste? And 96% of this never gets recycled. And if you come to Ghana, where I come from, 10%, we collect just 10% out of about 1 million tons that is generated. The rest goes into our gutters, it floods the cities and the rivers. In fact, it is estimated that globally, about 8 million tons of plastic waste goes into the ocean annually. They break down into microplastics. It's in our food, our waters, and our soil. If this challenge continues, you can imagine that a child born tomorrow might already be living with plastic in their body. But today, we present a solution that is built for Africa. I present Africa's first sachet-ready reverse vending machine. Our smart RVM is a solar-powered hub that transforms plastics into an instant reward. It comes with a dual intake for bottles and sachets. It is solar-powered to ensure that basically it works everywhere 24/7. And this is basically how the system works. The opportunities are enormous. With a community of about 50,000 people, we can divert almost 5,000 tons of these plastics and inject approximately 1 million euros into the local pockets of the communities. We are determined to solve this problem. So we've already conducted feasibility studies and validated our business models. We've engaged with companies including Puhas, Kivo, and Papa. We are also in partnership talks with experts from Karelia University of Applied Sciences to develop this prototype. We have designed the 3D model of this prototype. We have purchased NVIDIA Jetson Nano computer to start training this the prototypes. Our next milestone is basically to develop this prototype and basically pilot it. So we are seeking investment and partners to make this project a reality. We want to invite everyone to join us, not only to break this wall, but build a new one in place to make sure that our environment is safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruben. Thank you. That is amazing. Now, dear judges, you have 3 minutes for questions for Ruben. Please go ahead. Yeah, and here's the microphone for you.
Thank you, Ruben. It's a great idea, and as you will have seen the bottle recycling over here, but it looks like a really high-tech and complicated solution to relatively low market value returns. And what do you plan to give to the people who submit plastic into those?
Exactly. So the idea is basically that we want to go the way Finland does it. So it also requires a bit of policy, but the initial stage requires that we have some funding. Basically, the consumer is empowered to bring the plastics, both tagged and untagged plastics. If it is untagged, we pay a small value. If it is tagged, the price of the tag, we return that same amount to you. We take nothing out of it. How we make our money, we basically sell the plastics because there's a lot of market for this plastic, high value plastic, especially a circular economy. Yes.
But what are you giving to the consumer? Money from the automation or some kind of voucher? How does the money move to?
Yes. So in Ghana, there is this system we call mobile money payment. It's called just like the way we have mobile pay. So you can your mobile number is your account. So you can do instant payment into it, and we can also issue receipts, basically, which can be redeemed from mobile money centers. We can have this. We have this kiosk in Ghana where people can go and basically do transactions in terms of mobile money payment. Yeah.
suppose you're aware of the alternative in Rwanda, for example. Simply ban plastics and use paper bags.
Yes, in Africa, it's a big challenge actually because most of our packaging is really from plastics, and the idea is basically to empower everyone to see these plastics as a challenge. So it is no longer wasn't a waste; it is now a value. Just return it and get your money back. So it's going to create a lot of jobs for many people and put money directly into their pockets. Thank you.
Thanks. I like your thinking. It's a big thing you are solving. At the same time, I mean, it seems simple, but I can foresee a lot of implementation challenges. So would you, I mean, is it so that then you would need to be the only plastic retailer that, you know, from you people buy and then they can return the plastic, get the money? Or can third-party plastic retailers also sell the plastic that can be refunded?
Yes.
We don't only want the key thing here is impact. So anybody that is willing to make sure that they partner with us to make this a success, they are all welcome. We just want to make sure that we collect these plastics as much as possible so that it opens up other investment channels for people to create business around this.
Thanks. Best of luck.
Test. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you, Ruben. So, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, judges. It's time to move on to the last presenter, but definitely not the least. Coming straight from Tampere University of Applied Sciences, we have next coming up Majid Valeh with Breaking the Wall of Barriers in SME Communications, making digital transformation and sustainability accessible to SMEs. So please welcome on stage Majid.
Hello, everyone. My name is Majid. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm passionate about sustainability. Imagine a normal day in a small clinic. The phone keeps ringing and staff engage with various tools like Excel, emails, and phone bulky system. Patients wait, and at the end, every appointment works on the paper. And it seems that digitalization didn't help this small clinic to be more efficient. It's a real story of small businesses around Europe. We have 90% small business around Europe. As we know, it's around more than 20 million small businesses around Europe that engage with this type of problem. And over half of them still engage with outdated and fragmented digital tools. And for those that want to move to a real world digital tools, they should pay high prices for the digitalization and also accept the complexity in the setup. And after all, what will be happened? I have done comprehensive research on the sustainability for the businesses as my thesis. And I found that SMEs left behind the sustainability because digitalization and digital transformation is most important pillar for the sustainability and support the sustainability. When we have not any useful and suitable digital solution for the SMEs, then they don't have any solution for being sustainability, just pushing them for being sustainability. What we made a platform, a unified and secure platform to help the SMEs to move forward even one step close to the sustainability. And this is a secure platform that combines phone system, combines the digitals that they need, and also everything that they need to have manage their booking, and they need to manage every support of the customer and a mini CRM. It comes with the cloud system, no need for having the IT headache. And after all, it's 40% cheaper and GDPR native, fast deploy, and make sustainability and digital transformation affordable for the SMEs and also compliant. And then it comes with a vertical solution bundled for the retail, healthcare, and travel. And after all, it will start from Finland and go to Nordic and then go to the Europe and worldwide. Let's move forward to the sustainability event with one step. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Right on time. 3-minute time for the judges.
Yes, thank you. Very nice presentation and important mission to help SMEs be more efficient and sustainable. So what is the status of your solution at the moment and how you plan to execute to be competitive and reach the markets quickly?
Yes, we have the solution now and we developed that and we can go to the market quickly with a prototype in Finland and after that launch in the market.
Do you have some feedback from the prototype?
Yes, we had. And we launched for the travel agencies and for the clinics and the feedback is very good because we customized the service just for them and they receive the CRM, a mini CRM, and at the same time all the system package and no need to waste time for developing that. And they are so happy with the service.
And are there some competing solutions targeting SMEs? I know there's, of course, many big CRM players and such, but any others targeting
yes,
SMEs?
we have competitors in the market, but because we made actually a compact CRM, no need to have a CRM, a big CRM like Salesforce or everything else. Just the CRM comes with our solution and they receive a compact package, just like a plug and play and start the service. Just go to the website, register, and then receive everything in one place for them.
Is your mini CRM meant for, let's say, accessing those customers or managing the dialogue with them the way that Salesforce does? I mean, it's mostly an internal tool for deciding what to do next. How is yours?
Sorry, I don't understand.
No, if you think about the CRM, it has two functions. First, reaching out to the customers, but second, most importantly, for internal discussions. Now we have this dialogue history with a certain customer. What are we going to do next and by who? So assign this. So which of these or both?
Yeah, both. Yeah, we did both and we do both and it's actually for reaching to the customer and after that managing that customer, but it's customized for that vertical, not a general CRM that everyone uses in the market.
And what kind of customer numbers do your typical SME customers manage?
At now, the most customer that we did at the vertical that we approach, it's around 200 customers at the same time. But it can be expand in the future because everything is on our hand.
So what is your next move?
Next move is launching in the market.
So have you already established the company?
No. We didn't establish the company for this solution. We have the other companies for other solution, but for this company, for this solution, no.
Okay, there will be different company for this.
Yeah, it will be different.
All right. Thank you, Majid. And with that, we're done with the pitching part. Let's have a round of applause for all the presenters. Well done, everyone. Great job. Brilliant ideas. Really amazing. All of you manage your time within that 3 minutes, and it is really something. Good job, everyone. It is time now for our judges to do the hard task. Now, please, our lovely judges, they're going to be in the next door, making decision and choosing and deciding who are going to be the top 3 winners, pitches, and also who is going to get that 1 ticket to Berlin. All right.
All right, so while the judges are doing their tough job in deciding who is going to be the winners, let's have a little bit of scientific entertainment and a short break. So please welcome actually here a robot dog from DigiCenter. Give a round of applause for the robot dog.
Pop and Lucas.
All right, time for the grand finale. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and
Okay. All right. Yes, we're back.
Okay, hey.
ladies and gentlemen,
It's working?
are you
Okay.
ready to hear what the judge has to say? What do you say? Yeah? Right.
All right, yeah. The judge has, we have collected now and thought. But first of all, I like to thank all the presenters, all the pitchers. You were so proud and bold, and I think we all are very proud of you. So I think that we'll first get a big applause for everybody.
Yes.
And but in the end, of course, we need to make decision, and we will announce three kind of top ones, and in the order that we will start, I think, from the number 3 first. And it was quite a hard task for us to pick up the ones, but what we scored and evaluated was that what is the breakthrough thing that this solution will kind of tackle, and then the other one what we scored and evaluated was the relevance and impact, and the third one was that we wanted to see that how was the structure of the presentation made, was it clear, and how the presenter presented it. So there was 3 different things that we measured and evaluated. But okay, we don't need to wait for long. So let's start from the third position, and that will. Do you want to give the justification first, and then we give the who is it? Let's give. Okay. Yeah, I will give the mic for you.
Excellent, thank you. So I have the honor of presenting the third one, and the justifications that was based on deep technology excellent research that gave rise to the breakthrough potential. But importantly, it had a defined market in the industry use case, where it brought cost and time savings. And third place goes.
Are you ready? Make some noise.
And
in the count of 3, 2, 1.
So static e-control with graphene-powered ionization.
Woo!
Hello,
Congratulations.
thank you everyone for giving possibility to show our project. Yes, thank you.
All right. So, Aleksandr, how do you feel? How was it?
It was my kind of first experience in this kind of events.
Really?
Yeah. So, of course, nervous.
Perfect. As a first time pitching, yeah, it requires and deserves another round of applause. Thank you so much. Congratulations again. Okay, are we ready for the next one?
Yes, the second place.
Let's make some
goes,
noise on the count of.
Not yet. I'm going to say the justifications. Justifications first. The presenter demonstrated advanced thinking on how to position the product on the market. They are developing a solution that addresses future needs in personalized osteoarthritis treatment development. The presentation itself was very clear, convincing, and well prepared. And the second place winner is the team that is breaking the wall of tissue engineering through light. Woo!
I have to ask you as well. Like, how do you feel now, standing here after all that pitching and excitement?
Well, it's my first time as well. So I've just done research presentation, so this was a bit different. But yeah, also a special thank you to Mikko because he gave me a lot of tips to improve my presentation. So thank you, and all the other group members as well.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. Congratulations. Now moving on to the very finale.
I hope this works. So it does. All right. So now we are going to hear who will travel to Berlin on the behalf of all of us. It was a application and a presentation that felt to the jury to be the most mature among the ones that we saw today, that somehow ready for prime time. They had a clear use case. There was both scientific and clinical evidence and rather convincing technical and mathematical foundations, which I pay a lot of attention to. There was a prototype and somehow, in a way, a natural fit to the current operational chain or market. So no need to train users and the culture a lot. And therefore,
can we get a drum roll? Everybody's doing like with their feet, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Please stamp your feet now.
That's it.
Okay. It's Breaking the Wall on a rather long title of Non-Destructive Biomarker Imaging for Osteoarthritic Studies. The award goes to Arash Mirhashemi.
One more time, Arash, come on.
Ooh, thank you very much, everyone. I just noticed I put all my energy in preparing for the presentation, so I didn't think at all what to say if I get accepted as the first person. But thank you very much, the jury, for trusting me, and everyone for taking time and listening to my presentation. And thanks a lot to the amazing organizers of the event. Thank you.
Does anyone still want to say something about how has it been today? Like, any comments on?
Well, let's say from the jury point of view, and it's also not my first experience of this, but somehow certainly first of this Faling Walls Lab in a way. And I feel it's a really beautiful mix of, you know, ideas that have wide impact, but are still somehow in early stages of development. And then, as you can see among the winners, that they're often based on deep scientific background, which is actually important for countries like Finland and Eastern Finland in a way that it provides a mature soil to raise competence, to raise enthusiasm. But also I'm happy to see that actually you're all non-Finnish, you're immigrants. So always coming to this discussion about what's the role of immigrants in this country. It's indispensable. And I think we are heading in the very much the right direction that way. Thank you.
Also, I'd like to thank all the pitchers for coming in, because for people from research background, this is such a different platform to present and get questions. And it's really kind of, I think, expanding your thinking in terms of what is also the impact of your research beyond the papers you are publishing. So excellent that you came. Happy to see you here.
Minna, go ahead.
Yeah, and for the end, I'd like to also highlight the importance of these social innovations and other type of innovations that were present today. They are very important, and also I really wish luck for them in the future, because there are a lot of things that were really, they had a huge impact in the wider societal aspects. So, of course, highlighting also the deep tech, like Tuomo said, but also these innovations are something that the world needs. Thank you.